person. I mean, literal garbage.
Cause the pickle man tricked me again.
As season 2 of Hazbin Hotel has come to a close, I have watched people have the concern that Charlie's character is being assassinated by the writers. And I think what they did with the character is actually very good if you look at it from an intentionalist point of view. You see, Charlie became Hell's personal lolcow. Specifically, she became the V's personal lolcow. And that is her arc in this season, which is autobiographical to Vivziepop's own journey to get to where she is, if you really think about it. Now, maybe you're not on the internet as much as I am, and maybe you don't know what a lolcow is. Well, allow me to explain very quickly. A lolcow is a person who can be milked for content or lols. Basically, you can make them do stupid things. This is what we see Charlie do all throughout Season 2. We see her fall for it even in the pilot, but Season 2 highlights it very strongly. I will be using the classic lolcow Christian as example in this video, but just follow with me, okay? Season 2 starts just only 1 month after the extermination attempt on the hotel, after the death of Sir Penchus, and she's not handling it well. She loses out on her opportunity to tell her side of the story and what her intention of taking on the Exorcist army was, because she's too busy crying, because she is a soft character. This is one of the things we like about her, yes? At least it is one of the things that I like. Then introduce the V's, specifically Vox, the villains of this season, who are mocking her on TV, which makes her mad, and it probably would have ended there until a serendipitous Seraphim comes down and tells her, hey,
but yes, your hotel totally works! Congratulations! Bye!
You were right the whole time, and everyone else is wrong, and they're poo-poo heads. She didn't say that, but I mean, that's what it sounded like to Charlie when it happened, right? She was proven right when everyone was calling her a laughingstock. So put yourself in this character's shoes. Like, seriously, you probably spent the last 30 days not showering or feeling dopamine for a single second, and suddenly all of your doubts are washed away because you have been told you are objectively right. You're going to take the world's greatest victory lap. Only problem is Charlie has no evidence. She can't prove the thing she's about to say, but she decides to do a whole press tour with the Voxes. So, yeah, let's see how that works out for you. This can only possibly go good. So she invites a reporter from Vox Tech over, and it ends up being Vox and Velvet themselves, ready to do the whole smear campaign that they're about to do. They bring up the obvious fact that she has no evidence for the thing that she says she did, that her hotel works. And they make a laughingstock out of her because it benefits what they want to do. She is a useful tool in their propaganda. So she gets called out for possibly being a liar, and she tries to speedrun redemption with angel dust, and that is not going to work because, number one, Charlie does not have the prerequisite information on how to atone for one's sin, how to become redeemed. She just knows it's possible. And also, Angel is, like, brainwashed, I guess, in this season, so, like, he's probably not going to be the best at, like, redeeming himself right now. He's not even in his own control. So of course she fails spectacularly and puts a lot of her friends in danger, all because she is desperate right now. She has proof in her head and in her heart that her dream is possible, but she can't convince anyone else, and she is ignoring people. She is stepping over them because all she can think about is that I am one day away from coming up with the perfect combination of words that makes everyone believe me.
Like, if I explain myself on live television, then they won't be able to edit it like that video.
That is what she's doing. This is what the lolcows do to themselves every single time. And this is something that people really miss with the fact that Charlie is an inexperienced, naive young person. She doubles down, deciding to go on another Vox Tech show, because again, she's just a few words away from proving everyone wrong. And she inevitably gets bodied again by manipulators, her personal trolls. And she continues to further spiral, because this isn't the world she knows. She's an edgy theater kid being dragged through a world of people who are so content-brained they'd live stream their own funeral if they could. She continues down this spiral, ignoring her friends, ignoring family, ignoring the people who care about her and who have helped her through this journey, in order to continue down this weird path of trying to prove Vox wrong, because Vox is becoming a serious threat. It is not only that he is smearing her and making her a laughingstock, it is that he is becoming a serious threat to the stability of hell itself. She's having a double crisis here, and she is losing her mind, and she is hurting the people around her. Thankfully, Charlie has a little bit of, sense, massaged into her. And can I see this on YouTube? It's probably fine. And this is where Charlie makes a little bit of a turn. And this is where you have to take the concept of intentionalism into this piece of art, because that is what this cartoon is. It is an artwork. Any cartoon is an artwork. Some cartoons are better artwork than others, but they are art. Intentionalism, which maybe sounds like a fancy term that I made up to justify my point of view here, is the idea of putting yourself in the shoes of the person creating the piece of art to interpret it properly. See, Charlie's arc in Season 2 is self-insert. I would be here all day if I had to explain every time Vivziepop fed her own personal trolls. But all of this is a metaphor for her own journey in that, and maybe some people didn't like to see that thrust onto Charlie, but it's not their self-insert to see. It's Vivziepop's. Even at the end of the show, Charlie admits to not still being great about criticism, and again, this mirrors Vivzie's journey as well. See, despite Hazbin Hotel being as successful as it is, Vivzie has been criticized at every step of the process, from people critiquing the show for there's too much red, to crashing out at a fan for doing a fan dub of the Amazing Digital Circus, but like from the perspective of Vivziepop wrote it.
My name is Kane. I am your bitch.
A meme created by a fan of hers that she blocked because she didn't know that it was a fan. She thought it was malicious. When she moved the show to Amazon and had to let some voice actors go, she was criticized as a sellout. People legit wanted her to fail because of voice acting changes. This season is a synthesis of what Vivziepop went through to get the hotel as a show up and running. This season is her telling that story along with her own creative biblical fan fiction narrative. It is her writing what she knows, the thing they tell writers to do. And the thing I think she was trying to communicate that all the YouTube and TikTok creators out there missed is that you are not yourself when you become a laughingstock. See, we have this sociological need to be liked or to be right. This is inherent in all people, and presumably Charlie. And when we can't be both, you will choose to be one or the other. You'll say, I'm going to prove I'm right, or I'm going to make everyone love me again. Charlie, in this season, doubled down on being right. Vivzie also doubled down on being right. Working hard, Vivzie built a show that is at least going to run for 4 seasons, while everyone was calling her an edgy crash-out theater kid who was obsessed with John and Vasquez. How right was she? Well, there are cafes in Japan dedicated to this fucking show. Where's your internet cafe? Alpha J clone number 3072 on TikTok. Seriously, where is your cafe? Charlie doubled down on proving redemption was possible, and much like her real-life counterpart, against all the drama, all the naysayers, and all those secretly wishing her demise, she won. For now, at least. If you view Charlie only as your circus baby best girl, yeah, maybe you think she was really out of character this season, but if you interpret the work through the eyes of its creator, you can see that this Charlie is autobiographical, and maybe always has been. Maybe you can see the sliver of genius in this lolcow portrayal of Charlie. Vivzie is an edgy theater kid chasing what to her looked like an impossible dream. Season 1 Charlie reflects that, joyous at her once-in-a-lifetime chance to prove herself. only to find the pitfalls and trappings of success soon come with more trappings of success. But she's still a positive character in Season 1. In Season 2, she's sad, afraid, lashing out at people. This mirroring what Vivziepop did with criticism after Season 1 of Hazbin Hotel dropped on Amazon.
Yeah, you did it! Twitter is it! Best reaction we've ever seen!
Look, I'm not here to tell you your opinion is wrong. I'm telling you what I see when I view the story through an intentionalist view. I think if you view it from her perspective, though, and remember that this is all just Vivzi's OC, it makes a lot more sense, especially if Charlie is meant to be autobiographical in some ways. Does that make the show feel a bit like Steven Universe sometimes? Well, I can't think of anyone who cries as much as Steven Universe other than Charlie Morningstar, so maybe, kinda? Is it a bad thing, though? It really depends if she sticks to landing. Steven Universe consistently failed to stick to landing, and I like to think that Vivzi is probably aware of that show and probably won't make the same mistakes, but if she does, that would be objectively funny. What I do know is that I feel the argument that Charlie suffered some sort of character assassination this season feels very surface level. It is a surface level analysis of the character and what is happening here. If you look at it from the perspective of the writer and what they wanted to communicate, besides the greater biblical fan fiction narrative, then I don't know, maybe you could see it my way, maybe. But again, I'm not here to convince you, I'm just giving you another opinion. I am not an authority on anything. What do I know? I am an agitator kid myself. For all I know, I am as moronic as everyone who says the writers of this show are. I am willing to accept that my interpretation is wrong, and at the end of the day, it's just a cartoon that a whole bunch of people enjoy. But in the grand scheme of things, it will likely not change how we treat each other as people. It will not solve world hunger. The best it could do is be a distraction. Whatever meaning you get from it and how you value that meaning is its value as a piece of art. I have told you how I feel. Feel free to tell me how you feel in the comments. And if you liked this content, stick around, because I'm going to be dropping a couple of other videos about how everyone was wrong about Alistair being a fraud. That was another thing I thought was really funny this season, everyone calling Alistair a fraud and a fake aura farmer, only to be proven wrong in the last episode. We definitely want to talk about that. Anyways, I hope you have a beautiful day, and you're never fully dressed without a smile. Broken Head Meat, signing off.